I just read over the federal criminal complaint, and here's what I want you to think. If you were writing this as a 1-hour CSI episode, how believable would it be? Where are the holes in the plot, in the storyline? Like any writer, any editor, any creator would say, well, that doesn't make sense. People wouldn't believe that. That doesn't line up. When we hear information and evidence and it just doesn't line up with common sense, that is exactly the thing that people need to lean into. Let me show you. Okay, so we're supposed to believe the suspect in this crime got away on a bike, went into Central Park, ditched a book bag that had a jacket inside of it, and did not change a piece of clothing that connects this human being on this bike to a crime. They ditched a jacket. They left a jacket behind. Okay? You mean to tell me a suspect ditched a book bag in Central Park in New York City on December 4th and it was found 2 days later? Okay? You mean to tell me this person went that far, dropped a book bag, and kept this on their person? Okay? Someone with so many writings, such a big plan, trying to make a statement would use a fake ID? Now, there is a possibility the fake ID was used to avoid being found since the missing persons report was filed by the family. However, if multiple fake IDs were found on the suspect, why would they continue to use the one that would be attached to a crime? That doesn't make sense. You're trying to tell me that someone that uses a silencer or suppressor and uses a cell phone, they say the person used a cell phone, is then just going to drop the cell phone? Just so stupid. Just drop the cell phone, okay? And the cell phone isn't mentioned anywhere else in here as to who it was traced to or who was called. What also isn't mentioned in here is the DNA from the water bottle in the trash found by the scene. And the fingerprints found by the scene. Those are not mentioned in here either. The other thing that is mentioned is that the weapon was only shown to be operable, but not shown to be connected to the crime. Okay, now this is something I argued with people about in the very beginning because I have been a video production person for shareholder meetings. I have done satellite transmissions for investor meetings in person, all kinds of corporate work where I'm involved in the video transmission of it. Many times the address of the actual group is not public information. They don't want angry shareholders there. They don't want the public there. They don't want protesters there. And for the safety and security of all their leadership who are gathered in one place. People argued with me online that it was so easy to find where this meeting was being held. I disagree, but whatever. There's a lot of possibilities, okay? This, though, doesn't make sense. In the notebook, it's marked October 22nd, 1.5 months. This investor conference is a true windfall. Now, the prior entry, August 15th, identifies the company of the person who was targeted. Okay, now tell me how the suspect knew about the investor conference on October 22nd. Look at this. Because it was on a press release announced November 26th. We are going to hold an investor conference, November 26th. Here's the press release. November 26th, we're going to hold a conference in New York City on December 4th. How would he have known that? All right, they say that at 5:41, the suspect shows up at the hotel, walks around. The meeting is at 8 a.m., okay? We don't know what time the victim is arriving. So it's 5:41 to 8 a.m. now. And I've done stakeouts like this before. Y'all, it's not easy. And there's a lot of adrenaline. I was only trying to get video of someone. This is getting ready to go down. And they're sitting on a bench near the vicinity. Okay, so you have no idea what direction the victim is coming from. You have no idea what time they're showing up. You have to have your weapon hidden because you can't just sit there with it out and ready. I mean, it just seems like, really? I don't know. And then I also am not convinced that the suspect in custody who's had back injury, chronic pain, is going to walk off, ride a bike. I don't know. Okay, so then this says the suspect goes to the bus terminal and there's no footage of them leaving, so they believe they took a bus out of town. Okay, so then where was the book bag, the laptop, the journal, the change of clothes? Where were those things being stashed, held, that you found on the suspect? And then I guess the suspect just carried the big weapon like in their pants or in their jacket, bicycling away and then getting on a bus. Like, you're not afraid of weapons checks or metal detectors as you're leaving town. You decided to just carry it with you and keep going. All right. It's like half of the evidence is hiding the identity and the other half of the evidence is like, no, come catch me. It just doesn't, something is weird.